What I've got here is a brand new clean project in RStudio, and what I want to show you is how you go about creating a markdown document. So the first thing we need to do in the console, install dot packages quote rmarkdown and return. And a bunch of stuff happens. Okay, now I'm going to clean up my console, and to clean the console, you just put your cursor in the console someplace and hit Control L. And that gets rid of all that stuff. Now we're going to create our markdown document. And to create the markdown document, you go up here, see this green plus thing? And there's a pull down right next to it. Click on that, and you're going to create a markdown document. And it says it needs to install some required packages. Okay, so we'll say yes, and we'll get some more magic. Okay, now we're in the dialog where we go about creating the R Markdown document. And you notice that it's given my name as the author, and it just says untitled. And I'm going to change the title to Class Demo. Okay, and we have three options to select. The only two that are really available for you are HTML and Word. And we want to run a Word document. So I selected that, and I click on OK. Now what I've got in the upper left-hand corner, I can see the beginnings of my Markdown document. Actually, it's a really complete demo Markdown document, and it's going to demonstrate a couple basic capabilities of Markdown. And you notice we have here the first thing you see in this blue type, two hash marks, and then the title R Markdown. This is what creates a label in R Markdown. And then there's some plain text, and then there are instructions on going someplace else to go learn more about how R Markdown works. You don't really need to. Okay, and then there's a couple chunks. Chunks are an important thing, and all you really need to start a chunk. You don't need that label cars. What you need in here is just these three backticks, and then R in curly brackets, and then there's any R commands you want in here. I'll change this a little bit. I'll put another R command in here, strcars. And you can also embed plots. For example, here it says it's going to plot some data called pressure, which is available as part of the standard R installation. And it says echo equal false. And I'm going to erase that echo equal false, and I'm going to erase the word pressure. So I'll get a plot of pressure. And down here it says in plain text, note that the echo equal false parameter was added to the code chunk to prevent printing. Well, I'm going to allow the printing. Okay. So now that I've played around a little bit with this simple demo document, what I'm going to do is knit. Notice up here there's a command that control that says knit. Click on that, and it says untitled, and I want to call it class demo. You could just left it untitled, that would have been fine. Save. And what we've got, although it's not completely visible in your screen, I'll move it around a little bit so you can see it. You've got a Word document. Okay, so this Word document was written by RStudio. It was not I didn't write anything in Word. I wrote something in a Markdown document inside RStudio, and I told RStudio to produce the Markdown document, to produce the Word document for me from the Markdown document. So I'll close this. I don't need this anymore. But this right here is actually the document that I want you to produce, and just copy this document as a whole. And you could do that with Control AC, so Command AC, and copy this stuff into the document that you're putting together for Lab 1. So this is the last thing that you put in Lab 1. Just copy paste this stuff which was produced by rmarkdown into your Lab 1 document at the very end. Alrighty?